Most creators think they need a $5,000 studio setup to look pro and get clients. I did this in my bedroom for less than $400 while my kids are napping in the room next door. So here's how to make filming videos at home work for you and your lifestyle rather than the other way around. I'm going to show you 4 creators who started filming videos in their bedroom just like this. 2, I'm going to share my limitations to film in my house when I have 2 kids at home and how I overcome them. And number 3, I'm going to show you everything to make this whole thing happen using the stuff that I already have in my house and some tools I do recommend to buy if you really want to level up this game. All right, let's go. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you 4 big creators who has grown up their following so much to 6, 7, 8-figure businesses where it all started in their bedroom. So the first person I want to show you is Ali Abdaal. He has 6.5 million subscribers. If we take a look at some of his videos, this is the latest one. This is him in his house, probably in his bedroom. And if we take a look at his older videos, if we sort this by oldest, okay, so these are old. So let's find something a little bit, there you go. So this guy's reviewing books in his living room. So that's Ali Abdaal. The second guy is Ed Lawrence. So this is a coach to teach businesses how to use YouTube. So let's take a look at some of his videos here. This is him probably in his living room. Not sure if this is his house or an Airbnb because he's traveling about. But look, it's a very simple setup. So the third person I want to show you is Vanessa Lau. She's also a pretty big YouTuber, almost 1 million subscribers. So if I click on this is her literally in her living room, and that's her couch. Another one that she does in her bedroom is this one right here. Yeah, so this is her in her bedroom. And the last person I want to show you is Jay Klaus. This guy teaches creators how to grow their audience and monetize. So let's take a look at one of his videos here. It's literally in his bedroom. So when I first started YouTube, I filmed in my bedroom as well, but it just somehow looks really messy. Like I just didn't get it. So I really studied all these creators and I think I boiled it down to a science. So these are the 4-step winning formula to make any shot look pro, even if it's in your bedroom. So number 1, you need to have you. This is a talking head video, but you need to frame yourself correctly. So it's just like this. It's my torso and above, and there's a little bit of space between my head and the upper frame. So you can't be too far away. It's almost distancing yourself from the audience. And this is also too weird because it's too close. You wouldn't talk to anybody like this. How would you talk to somebody if you were at a cafe or at a restaurant? This would be an acceptable distance. So that's number 1. Number 2, you need to figure out where you want to frame your shot, where you have the maximum distance between me and the background over there. And the reason why we want the maximum distance between me and the background is we can have a natural background blur. Now, element number 3, you need to have some sort of decor. So for me, I have that painting over there. I have this fake plant, I have this guitar, and I have this rocking chair. And the last element that you need is some form of light at the background. So I have 2 lights here. One is for the painting over there and this blue LED light. So those are the 4 elements. All right, let's move on to the limitations that I have to film myself in my home as a stay-at-home dad. In my case, I live in a 3-bedroom apartment. This is the master bedroom. We have the other 2 rooms for my 2 children. They all sleep separately. So that leaves me only 2 places where I can film my videos in my home, either in the living room over there or this bedroom. At first, I didn't really like to film in my bedroom because this is where I sleep. I don't want to work here, but at the same time, I can't film in the living room because that's where my kids are. And also, I don't want to carry my light and all my gear there just to record there. So I felt like having a dedicated place like this, where this is my desk, this is my computer, my camera's here, my mic is here, my light is here, and I can just sit down, record immediately would be golden. So that leaves me that I can only record my videos in my bedroom. And the other cool thing is, sometimes I record at night. So I bought this signboard that I can swipe between please come in and busy do not disturb. So whenever it's red, that means, hey, I'm filming in here, don't come in. It works for my wife, but doesn't really work for my kids. Okay, so now I picked a place, which is my bedroom. The second problem, if you have small children, especially in Asia, a lot of the parents, they just sleep with the kids because they come home, they're tired, they don't want to deal with the kid, they're just crying all the time. Okay, just sleep with us. That's just how it is over here. So me and my wife, we don't want to do that. And also I cannot film if they're sleeping right there because my bed is over there. So thinking on our feet, my wife bought this course on how to sleep train kids. As early as 4 months old, you can teach the baby how to sleep by itself in its own room. And that's what we've been doing with our 2 children. They don't bother us for the most part. If you don't know that, you can try Googling this thing called sleep training. And I'm gonna show you the website of that lady over here. It's called Taking Cara Babies. They're legit. The third problem is when you record videos, it's actually a lot of effort and a lot of energy. You need to be in your zone where nobody bothers you. And if you have kids, it's going to be very hard to do. But you need to identify where's that time slot in the day where the least amount of people bother you, you have the maximum time to focus. So for me, it was when I send my son to preschool between 9 to 12 p.m. My youngest daughter, I have a helper who's taking care of her and taking her out. Around 2 to 3, they wake up from the nap, and if they listen to me recording in my room, they tend to knock the door, and that bothers me. So I can only film between 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. every single day because that's my golden hour. So for you, figure out when is your golden hour and do all your recording there. That's non-negotiable. Like, don't do other stuff, like don't run groceries or whatever. That is your cherished full focus zone. Protect it at all costs. Okay, the other limitations that I have is that my setup at first was very boring. So this is my room, this is what I have to play with, and to find an angle that is acceptable and also the maximum distance between me and the background, I have to experiment. If we move this way, you can see that I have my bed there. So obviously I don't want my bed to be in the frame, and sometimes my wife is a doctor, she comes home, she's extremely tired, she just wants to sleep while I record, that's fine, but I need a setup where the bed is not in the frame. Right? If I go here, you can see that there's a sink, and that's just ugly. If I move over here, you can see that I have the door, which is also ugly. So that only leads me to this kind of setup. Sometimes on the edges you can see the sink still, so I just zoom in a little bit, something like that. All right, so now that solves problem number 1, which is finding a decent angle in my room with the maximum distance to the background. Number 2, when I started, this wall was so bland. The frame just looks very hard. Like, there's a lot of hard surfaces. So I went to Shopee, which is the Malaysian version of Amazon. I bought these paintings, which came from China, which is pretty cheap. So I picked something abstract, and I like that color, and I bought those LED lights over there. The LED light just sticks on the wall. It uses battery and this remote. So check this out. I can turn it off, turn it on, make it brighter. Pretty cool. Instantly, it elevates my backdrop, right? And then I bought that fake plant over there because I like plants, but I don't want to deal with real plants. And I went back to my parents, like, hey, where's my old guitar? I need it for a backdrop. And that is a rocking chair I bought for my wife when we just had our baby. So nobody's really using it now. And I thought, like, all right, I'm just gonna put it as a backdrop. I think that would look pretty cool. Now, the second problem that I have is that wardrobe. So before I had the blue light, you can actually see the frosted kind of glass here. You can see some clothes back there, which is very ugly. I thought I want to cover this with some sort of sticker, but I feel like that's going to be ugly. If I just sit here and you can see the clothes, it just looks ugly, right? So I had this bookshelf. Every time I want to film, I put the bookshelf on wheels and just roll it up here, but I felt like that's quite a lot of work. And this one time it just fell off and all the decor on the bookshelf fell off and break. And that was just giantly, massively annoying. And also it just looks a little weird to have a bookshelf at the back. So I need to figure out another way. I have this floor lamp. I bought this LED lamp that can change colors. Let me show you. This is me turning it on. So that's a Xiaomi light. This is the app, the Xiaomi Home app. I can control the brightness. So that's me making it less bright or making it maximum bright. And I can also pick the color. If I want red, it can turn red. It can turn green. It can turn yellow. It can turn the regular light color. I picked blue because I felt like it really contrasts and distracting you from looking at what's inside the wardrobe. This is quite a genius and very cheap solution. The light bulb is like $15 maybe. It's not that expensive. So what do you think? Is this a good setup for not a lot of money? Comment down below, let me know what you think. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the last thing, which is the gear to make this whole thing happen. A lot of you are too hung up on cameras. Yes, I'm using a decent camera here. It's called a Sony ZV-1. It's a small compact camera. But if I'm honest with you, a lot of the modern smartphones right now, the camera's so good. You don't need a dedicated camera. You can just use your smartphone. Like seriously, it's so good now. So the number one thing that I do recommend you to buy, however, is actually a video light. So the video light is what makes my face look natural. So this is the video light up here. Can you see? I'm gonna turn it off so you're gonna see the difference. This is me without the light, and this is the natural light from the window over there. And you can see the light's coming this side and I have a giant shadow on this side. If I turn it back on, I just look well lit. And when you are well lit, the video will be very sharp. So that's number one. So this particular brand of video light is called Godox SL100D. I did a bunch of YouTube video research and I thought, all right, this is good enough, and I bought it. So this thing over here, this umbrella looking thing, this is what diffuses the light so it's soft. Like a spotlight, if it's like really harsh on your face, it doesn't look nice. So this one looks almost kind of like a sunlight. It's just diffused and nice and soft. That's what you want. So the key to making a killer studio look professional is the light. It's not the camera. Okay, so this one costs not more than $200, including the umbrella thing, the light, and the stand. So fairly affordable. 100% recommend getting a light. And number two, you need some sort of mic. This is very important because if your video is not that clear, they can still tolerate the video, but if the audio is bad, they can't do anything. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I bought a lot of different types of mic. I bought this fancy mic that's like $200. Yeah, it's good, but you don't really need it. I'm gonna show you a mic that is really powerful. So it's this one right here. This is the Deity D4 Mini. Turn on the camera, rock and roll. This is $40. Highly recommended. Really good audio quality. But later on, if you want to start vlogging, you want a different type of mic. So the one type of mic that can do everything is this one right here. It's called a wireless mic. This one is DJI Mic Mini. It's also not that expensive, it's like 40 bucks. But if you just want to film at your studio, this kind of mic, perfect, set and forget. But if you want one mic that can do everything, you can also vlog afterwards, get one of these, okay? 40 bucks. So the next thing that I recommend you to buy is some sort of light. As I mentioned, that light over there, the smart light that can change color, that's like $17. Not expensive at all. The lamp, I just took it from the living room, put it here. So it's free. The camera that I'm using right now, this is the Sony ZV-1. I bought this 4 years ago, and at the time it was around $600-700, but you don't need this. So the total cost for me for this whole setup is $793, including this camera. But as I said, you don't need a dedicated camera. You can just use your phone, which brings down the total cost to only $382 without the camera. Now I can shoot pro style video in my bedroom in between school runs and my children's nap time. It's pretty awesome. So now you can see what's possible for $800 or even less than $400 if you don't buy the camera. Now it's your turn. Next, it's your time to stop consuming these videos and start creating videos. But if you find it really hard to start, watch this video next.